have started using flexible ad format on Facebook. Now, you probably hate it. You hate it because it's producing ads that you don't want your customers to see. It's showing weird croppings or formattings, and you can't really be sure about the results of these ads. So I want to show you in this video what can you do if you hate flexible ad format, why I think some people might still want to use it, and what am I looking out for to before really moving all of my accounts towards flexible ad format. Now, if you're new to the channel and you don't yet know who I am, my name is Justin and I'm the founder at paidadvertising.com, an online marketing growth firm specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying online growth. With that being said, we've profitably spent over $9.6 million on ads across our 160 plus clients from both the agency and the consulting side of things over the last year, and let's get straight into it. Now, what to do if you hate flexible format ads on Facebook? Well, this stems from a video I released lately talking about Facebook dynamic ads are disappearing. Okay, and I was saying how typically this is how I used to build my ad accounts, where we would have like one CBO campaign with dynamic creative tests under it, and then if there was a dynamic creative test, then we typically just kind of keep it running or kill it, right? Quite simple. And now I told people, hey, look, flexible ad format is coming out. They're removing DCTs. A lot of our accounts actually have already just lost DCT access altogether. So with that being said, if I go to this kind of new structure that we integrated, which was slightly simpler, if you want, you had one broad ad set with flexible ad format turned on. And then in the separate video, once again, which we're going to put on screen right now, I'm actually talking about how we're going to be building those flexible ad format, which would have been the same way. It's like 3 creatives, 2 headlines, 2 copies. But, and this is the big but I want to throw in here, flexible format does come with its own set of quote unquote problems or restrictions, whatever you want to call them. Okay. First of all, one of those that a lot of people reported back under the comment section, and same thing with myself, is automatic cropping. So as you can see here as an example, we're now starting to see like these ads or ad creatives that just get like zoomed in automatic. So that's one thing that can happen with this. Now, a second thing that can happen with it is mainly this, which a lot of people have brought up. It's automatic carousels, okay, where you upload a bunch of photos or a bunch of videos and Meta just shows them again, just one after the other. So then people were asking me, well, Justin, does that mean like if I upload 3 ad creatives, okay, because let's remind ourselves of the dynamic creative test framework that I used to be using. It was 3 creatives, all pretty much the exact same type of creative. So if it was static ads, it was 3 statics, all with a small variation in the headline. So when I say the headline, it's the concept's headline, so the hook. So it was all 3 very similar ad with a small variation or tweak in the hook, and they were all about essentially the same angle, the same mass market desire, the same positioning, the same persona, with 2 headlines, 2 copies. So now people would ask me, well, Justin, what do you do if all of those now appear on the same carousel? Because quite frankly, now we would have a bit of a weird carousel. You have 3 slides on a carousel about pretty much the same things. It's like, how does that look like on someone's feed, right? Shout out for the screenshot from John Loomer, which I saw him kind of detailing, all the formats that flexible format could take on his blog. And another thing that stemmed out from flexible ad format is this right here. Breakdown is now only available for ad copy and description, which means even though you're uploading a bunch of creatives to it, you actually cannot go to breakdown and then by dynamic creative element and pick image, video, or slideshow. So it won't tell you which visuals you're using here actually is outperforming the rest. It'll tell you about the copy, it'll tell you about headline descriptions and such, but it won't tell you about the image of the video, which is arguably speaking the most important part of an ad creative. It's the 80% to the ad creative success, all right? Or the ad success, I should say, right? So creative is the targeting. I've just been saying that now for so long. So with that in mind, we can't exactly know which ad in a flexible ad format is working. We know there's going to be some weird formattings appearing on someone's profile, right? Like these carousels or cropping perhaps, and so on and so forth. So who would want to use flexible format, and why would you still want to use flexible format? I'll cover that right now. One little quick caveat I'm going to say is the same way John outlined in his article, I too believe that when it comes to dynamic creative element breakdown, I do think that this is a bug. Okay, I don't think that this is meant to be happening. I think they're going to fix that. And I do really think that they have every incentive in play to show you the breakdown per each ad you add amongst this. Not only that, when you make a flexible ad format, you can also now add 3 groups. So if you want, like within an ad, you can have like 3 kind of folders, if you want 3 groups of assets under it. So right now you can't break down per group, nor can you break down per image, video, or slideshow. I think they're gonna fix that. I can't know for a fact, but I honestly don't see a world where they would not fix that, because that's just defeats the whole point. It's like, why would I just throw all these ads and not even be able to know like which one worked best? So it's quite ridiculous as is. Okay, so then what do, right? Should you still use flexible ad format? Well, to answer this question, first of all, ask yourself this: do you 100% trust Meta's algorithm? Do you trust the algorithm to show the best ads to the right people, or to completely stop using specific formatting if it doesn't work? So I'll go back to this right here, right? Why would Facebook spend on a carousel like that if it doesn't work? Truth is, if you believe in the algorithm, it probably won't spend on this ad if it doesn't think it's gonna work, right? So with that being said, if it does spend on this creative and you get bad results, then chances are, even though you're getting bad results here, it probably still was better than every other variation that was available out there. Because that's also something that reoccurs in questions I see, which is when people use as an example dynamic creative testing, and they're like, well, Justin, you say to trust the algorithm, but they're spending all the money on this combination right here and it's not really getting good results. Well, chances are, if this is what's happening, this, even though this is not getting results, it probably is still getting better results than this would have gotten you. Okay, so if you really trust the algorithm, then ask yourself this second question, which is, do you want 100% creative reporting accuracy? Personally, at this stage in the business, or at this stage I would feel within the current realm of advertising, counting on the fact that creative is that new targeting, then yes, I would want to have 100% creative reporting accuracy. Now, once again, at the time of you watching this video, I swear every week there's new changes right now with the flexible ad format. When I shot the first video, flexible ad format wasn't even available on Advantage shopping campaigns. Now it is. So some things are changing all the time. So if you come across this video and somehow now the creative breakdown is available for flexible ad format, honestly, I'd say use it. Like, there's no reason not to use it, because going back to this first question, I, in every case, always answer yes, personally, to this question. Do I trust the algorithm? Yes, I trust a $1 trillion company that has every incentive to invest billions of dollars a year into finding a better algorithm or creating a better algorithm. I trust AI to help me show the best ads to the right people. So that question to me is a unanimous yes, and is always a yes, at least as of right now. So technically, what I would do in the meantime, if you don't have access to breaking down by dynamic creative element for the creative side itself, which you can't, again, at the time of recording this video, use single ads instead, okay? I would have told you revert back to dynamic creative test, but some accounts right now are already losing access to dynamic creative test. So in other words, like, you either use flexible format or you use single ads. There's no in between. So how does it look like when you use single ads? Same thing, same exact things I shared in my previous video, which is here you have one prospecting campaign, then you have this broad like ad set as a whole, and you can just add all of your ads within it and just let Facebook decide where to put the money to, right? Instead of turning on flexible formatting at the ad level, you don't. And instead of within every ad having 3 creatives, 2 headlines, 2 copies, you would simply have 1 creative, 1 headline, 1 copy. How do you build a creative? How do you build a good headline? How do you build a good copy? I've got tons of videos on that, but it's usually going to be by wrapping those under one concept. So one concept is one mass market desire, one awareness level, so the positioning of your messaging, one angle you're going to decide with this ad, which usually is going to be tied to your product's performances. So meaning a product's feature turned into a benefit. And usually you're going to go with that to create one ad. So quite simply, I still trust, like, if you use something like this to an extent, you've already answered yes to this question below, which is, do you trust the Meta algorithm? Because I mean, hey, you're going completely broad, right? I always go completely broad nowadays. There's targeting is just quite frankly useless. So we go broad with one campaign per objective, country, market, and or region. And we just have our ads under it now to be able to have like more granular reporting and breakdown to know whether or not those creatives are working out. And the day that Facebook turns on the breakdown by dynamic creative elements, again, for images, videos, and slideshow, I personally will give flexible ad format a shot again, because I wholeheartedly believe in giving more variation and more ammo to the algorithm and have it figure out what type of formats or placement works best. Frankly put, I know a lot of people care about branding and about like, oh, I don't want to have a weird creative, because if I have this weird carousel that looks odd because it doesn't places the images in the right order, or it's like all similar images, then my branding is going to look off. What I'm going to tell you once again is like, first of all, I care more so about results, right? It's the first thing. I care more about results than branding. Second of all, if this doesn't work, it won't span. So with that said, the day that Facebook allows me to turn this on, or at least break down my ads by image, video, and or slideshow, video, I will give flexible ad format a chance again with the same structure as presented right here. So one broad ad set. Under each ad, the only difference is I will turn on the flexible ad format little toggle. And what I'll do instead is under it, I'll have 3 creatives, 2 headlines, 2 copies. Whereas right now, I'm gonna have to go with 1 creative, 1 headline, and 1 piece of copy until this is fixed. If you made it all the way through this video and you are an e-commerce business owner or info product business owner, click the link down below to book in a call with the team at paidadvertising.com today. And on that note, I'm gonna wish you guys an amazing day. Check out other videos on the channel for some more useful marketing tips, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.